Hi and welcome to my channel, Twin Light Storyteller. So I'm going to do a general reading and I just want you to take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, then don't try to make it fit, okay? It just means that it's not the story for you at this current time. Now I'm going to draw in towards the masculine energies and call upon the collective field of the divine masculine to sense out and seek out what is currently happening in a particular wave of divine masculines at this time. So I read intuitively, I use my higher self, and I tap into source energy and get my guides to also be present with me. So loving God, please be present in this reading. Help guide out a clear message for the seeker, the querent, who is wanting to find out more about the divine masculine or even utilising their own inner masculine energy within. So, archangels, ascended masters. Oh, no. Something's going a little bit funny. Ascended masters. Christ love light, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Isis and Osiris, calling in the goddess energy and the god, the gods. Okay. Right, I'm going to just go straight into asking out divine masculine's current energies. Three cards, please, Spirit. Okay, so two more dropped out there. Wow, lots of sword energy. He's quite up in his headspace. Rightio, so we have got here the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords. Stars, star card, the Five of Swords. Some sort of defeat, cutting away from something and change. And then we've got the Seven of Swords and then the Ace of Swords. Divine masculine, other than the stars of the High Arcana, we've got all air energy. Holy camole. There's Gemini season, Gemini's air sign. Libra, Aries. But nonetheless, something is definitely going on in the divine masculine's headspace. And because air represents in the mind. Thoughts, passages, with the star card arriving here, with an empowerment of the feminine, there's a real energy of, I'm getting conscience. Okay? There's some sense of a conscience that's going on with divine masculine. And knowing that he's caught in a place where the jig is up. Okay, so I'm getting the sign of the jig is up, where it's like maybe the feminine has put him into a corner and it's sort of like a checkmate where he's got no other more moves to play or nowhere else to hide, nowhere else to go. So therefore he has regressed because of an awakening that is the messages of a knowingness into the truth of this connection. So if you're looking at this for your divine masculine in a twin flame collective, then they're could be a runner scenario happening, which has been mistaken for a ghosting, where it's just a silence, but it's like there's been a ghosting, but now there's like a run to be able to run from the physical connection, to be able to allow the space to come through with much more clarity. So it's like the masculine has had to seek out some breathing space for his head to get things sorted independently, needing to, and the energy is totally having to own up to much of how much he has deceived himself, and how he's seen a situation where things have been going against him, but he's having to seek out and realise that he's needed clarity and hasn't had an honest approach and maturity of current energies, where he thought he had, but he's learning so much more and really can't hide. Can't run away from the truth. It's like Liar Liar, that movie where I think Jim Carrey played it, the role where he couldn't lie, so everything came out in so much truth, which also got him stuck into a corner, because every little fault, like, does this dress look good on me? No way, you look like some heinous lampshade or something around the hip waist or something in that dress. Instead of saying, how about you try this one on? It was like the truth. And I feel like the masculine energy is going into this, and it's representing, it's actually laying out this energy where it's shedding out those that aren't actually right in his energy field, if you can understand that. So with him being completely upfront, who's staying and who's leaving, and the Ace of Swords coming through is this new beginning of a sense of awareness, communication, ideas, and enlightenment. So it's a high, with the Star card being here, it's really sent down from above, and it's really to do with a lot of things that the masculine is really seeing himself now for who he is and what he's been, and is possibly going through quite a hard time. So I'll ask for some further cards here from Spirit to help clarify these energies. I'm going to use, so this is the vice versa deck. I'm going to use the original Rider-Waite. It's not the original deck, but the original tarot. So Spirit, give us some guidance on these. Making a choice and a decision for partnership. The Two of Wands. Partnership for enterprise. Okay. So, yeah, seeing the feminine. So just Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is good times. Good times, financial means coming into abundance. Real prosperity and good family connections, family traditions. Okay, I'm seeing where this is heading now. Two more, please, Spirit. Give me two more. See what comes out, and then I'll say, well, I know what's coming through. Yeah. Joyful, joyful, joyful. 9 of Cups. Feeling good. See this forward motion. There's a there's the wrestle between the toes. The two, okay. Oh, and wow, more sword energy, resting on something. The Four of Swords. So, what does he want? Partnership. When does he want it? Now. And where's he going to get it? With himself, within, getting himself right, so that he can feel this release from karmic energy, toxic energy, deceit, and his untribe. Those that are not actually in his vortex, buzzing on his wavelength, that are not going to be presented moving into his future. So this is that energy where he's having this awakening transition, seeing more clearly into his truth, working out a truthful knowingness of this connection, and wanting to be able to push forward to manifest a decision towards this partnership. That this feminine, she can be a little bit cold, you see. There's only this cup emotional energy there, but there's a clarity. So I see this more as a clarity, but there's a little bit icy there, where it's like he's wanting to make a choice to go into this partnership for enterprise towards the feminine, the pentacles, the earth, for a commitment to come through, so that there's family traditions. I'm getting a real sense of family traditions coming on, passing on and sharing, like an inheritance or something, possibly an inheritance, and sharing this wealth, but whether it's going to be coming into the near future, or the masculine is spending time to celebrate himself, where he might be meeting with new people, people that can help him build towards this pentacles. It's like he wants to get set up, he wants to get everything sort of like in line. So he's resting on these thoughts and these ideas of production until, and he hasn't brought the feminine on board with this. It's like he wants to get it set up first, and for him to be able to feel like he's come into his own zone of what he can offer to the feminine. So even though the feminine could be like, let's build a world together, or let's build a new life together, the masculine seeing as in like his worth and his ideas, and he's being quite stubborn and quite clear focused. I'm getting the sense where he's got a tunnel vision, that he doesn't want anyone else to steal his glory in a way, okay? It's not like stealing the glory, not taking the glory, but to be able to, not in an ego way to say, hey, look at me, but for his own self gratification, for his own self. It's like a goal, maybe, a goal or a dream or a plan that he's like had, and he's got clarity of what he wants to do. So he is in a slower approach, sort of like sorting out his own health and balancing with his energy, not burning out, and taking time getting things knowing. Let's get the Four of Swords energy through, please, with more clarification about the Four of Swords, and this is moving forward. A little bit more than what I wanted, but I'm gonna take them. Something's coming in. Oh, yes. Okay, so what you don't know, feminine, is that he does dream of partnership, and he does see her. Maybe he's felt like he can't compete. Not that there's a competition, but maybe the feminine has been more. He's felt that she's high above him, and he's not worthy. If that makes sense to anyone. Maybe she's independent and strong, and she's sorted out her life dream path, and he knows this, and maybe this is where masculine is wanting to come in to say, hang on a minute, I will get things sorted so that we can complement each other. So he's really thinking hard about it, and it's taken a bit of some time, but it's really deep, and there's a whole heap of depth because he wants to get this right, and so that he can trust in this process of change. Because then we've got, so we see that's the Nine of Pentacles, and that's real, like, look at that. I think this came out in a reading just recently, these two like this, the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So these are both sense of like an independence, but this here has got more of a this is an emotional celebrational energy with friendships and connections and feeling good, new life and new lease of life, if you like. And this here is like quite strong in a good business type head and forward thinking, and has got the knowledge, a lot of knowledge in the Nine of Pentacles. I'm sensing with this coming together, like the ships coming in, a celebration, not the celebration like the Three of Cups, but more like success, as in things are starting to come together. So we've got, I might keep that. We've also got this, lots and lots and lots of air, so much implantation work being tormented in the headspace of the masculine at the current energies. Three of Swords. I think a lot of Twin Flames most fed card of when it comes out. I don't usually read reversals, but I'm going to put this in the reverse here, just to let it sit there in this thing, because this to me is saying that there's always a risk of a broken heart. People has free will, have free choice, and there's like a vulnerability, because we've got the Page of Cups there, a real vulnerability of emotions to offer. Someone might be a little bit too sensitive at the moment to share in this transformation and this understanding and knowledge, and letting go of things and surrendering to a calling, and also surrendering to the self and to spirit as well, to be able to say, I give up on this journey that I've been trying to control, and I hand over and I let go and I let God. But yeah, so we've got the Queen of Cups here with the Page of Cups. So there's definitely an emotional, see how emotional that is, that energy? Things turning upside down a little bit and trying to be brave and trying to be strong. But there is a real vulnerability, because the Queen of Cups is there, and she's beautiful, she's loving, and she's sensitive and very generous. And the masculine's saying that he wants to honour this vessel of this beautiful, sacred, divine feminine. And with it, he's become much more sensitive to the feminine, of her overall well-being. And so it's like he's had to run away from false hope until he can come back through solid and strong. Because he hasn't had a set concrete plan and clarity, because this is sort of more like dream energy of where he wants to head to and what he's prepping for, whereas this is like what's been going on in his mind and his thoughts, so many things, a lot of like dark night of the soul, purging, clearing, transformation, feminine. If you've been going through that, understand that it could actually be you going through that journey with your masculine without realizing it, where the two souls are connected and the energies are very aligned. So don't get overly wound if that's been the case, and maybe not share that you've been mirroring masculine energy to your counterpart, to your sacred masculine, I would probably hold off in sharing that communication, because where there's a sort of sense of vulnerability, it could become quite overwhelming, which could mean that he feels this a slight manipulation, where he sees her very powerful and very strong and knowledgeable and truthful. So it could be more of coming through with, like, if he comes in to communicate, hold your boundaries, feminine, but be sensitive to listening to him, hear him out. Don't be too eager for him to have to hear you out. Just hear him out and listen to what he says. And as you listen, it would be as if you're communicating it back. Because just by being a silent witness to what he has to say is like you're sharing yourself with the masculine, because he'll feel safe. He'll feel safe if he starts opening up. And then he'll be able to share the enterprise ideas of where he wants to head in a partnership and what he has been putting down in the foundations. And even if he comes through to you and he starts talking about new friendships or people or something, feel joyful for him. If it raises him up and it feels good, have trust in him that it's for the better, rather than being inquisitive and wondering if these people are good for him, like he's your child or something, and if he's hanging out with bad company. Just listen and be, celebrate if he's got some good connections coming on, because the page is representing a message and communication, right? But there's a real vulnerability that a broken heart or something could happen, or he's been trying to heal wounds of his own heart when he's gone and seen how he's played out many things as he sees himself in real honest sense. Yeah, it's going to call on some clarification for up here of the stars. The celebrations, good times ahead. That could even mean something that, he's wanting to be able to come into having family, because that could represent childbirth or something. There could be a baby about, or a baby being planned, or a baby on the way. Oh, if there's a baby on the way, it would be awful if you're having to go through these separation things. But if you're in union, if you are with your sacred love, and they seem a bit distant, then know that you just hold that space and give them that love. But it's like the things are coming together. There's a celebration. There's a opening and an awakening. And this is where the source energy has been helping guide from above the stars and the planets to wake up to truth calling of existence. Yet the Wheel of Fortune, things are turning, things are spinning. They're going to be coming into spin. So allow this growth for the masculine to take place without trying to put some external force on it. Trust in the process and just allow spirit to guide. Yep. There we go. Be a bit patient and be a little bit stubborn in a way where the masculine here isn't going to give an inch much. There's the Seven of Wands where it's a little bit guarded, but it's also a bit got discipline, standing up for things that he may believe in, very passionate about. Some more about this, please, Spirit, with the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. Freedom, to be free. Okay, so the Fool there, the Fool travelling forward. So while there is this energy where it's going to come into the masculine is feeling good and buzzing and zoning and celebrating, and fortune is coming through because he's starting to see things a lot more clearer. There is not giving an inch too much by being able to stay strong into him wanting to stay independent in who he is once he's freed from the chains of who he once thought he was, and perhaps even what he thought this connection was. Let him be free. Let him be free to be himself. So as you do listen, if he comes in to communicate, or you are communicating in the physical, hear him out. Be happy for him. Be his cheerleader. As hard as it may seem, let him, because as you do so, he'll start unfolding and he will start bringing in more clarity for you and more honesty and intent. As soon as you start questioning him and stuff, and that's when he sort of feels trapped. But he wants to be free. He wants to be able to be free to communicate, free to speak, but free to be himself, and taking a risk and a chance. Oh, look at this on here, just sitting there. The 6 of water. So he's still thinking, and he's wanting to get things coming in with his sacred love, with his divine feminine. So don't give up that faith that the divine masculine has become independent, selfish, and wanting to stay on his own forevermore. No, he is contemplating the partnership, but the how and the when is something that he is just going to allow to happen when the time is right, because he doesn't want to take the risk of being completely ripped apart and feeling heartbroken again. So it's all about divine timing here from the sacred love of the source, okay, the source energy. So we'll get a card to finish off with from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. Just something to finish off with the divine masculine, clarifications, energies. Open up. Yeah. Love. Open up and receive. Love. Look at that. The Lover's card. And the heart chakra. Wow. So there's some guidance there for you, feminine and masculines, on this journey. So if you're centering yourself, take care of yourself, think of yourself, okay? Think and work on yourself, because opening up to the connection, the possibilities, to your truth, to your higher self, your good, and releasing any fear energy that might be holding you back a bit. Open up and receive the love, and let the heart, very much your heart chakra opening up too, so that the energy can flow back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Wow, where two hearts become one, where they can reconnect again. Reconnect. I keep on getting, check this out. Hello, reconnect again. So some real positive affirmation, guidance, forward movement, working on your heart chakra, allowing the love to come through, believing in it. If you believe that this is your person, you truly do, and you know that you are destined, don't live in false hope, and don't hold on to an external force for the connection. Let go, let God. Open up to receive the love, but receive the love from the source energy, from the gods. Okay? Yeah, I just wanted to see it. I just had this feeling that the universe was going to bring in something here. So the stars, yes, open up the source energy, grow within your independence to really function in your feminine, really function here on earth, okay? Get those wheels in motion, good fortunes coming through, and energize yourself so that you're in a good vibe and a good vibration, and that your vibration will match the masculine's vibration, and that will pull you guys together and bring you in, because the judgment is saying when the time is right, you will rise up together. But at the moment, there's still some work to be done independently and needs a little bit of space, okay? So don't worry. Love yourself today, love yourself tomorrow, and love God, love your family. Be true to yourself and be passionately you. Take care, and good times ahead. God bless. Namaste.